JDC News.
Welcome to JDC News with me, your host, Dan Stanfill. The big news in February and March is the uprisings and revolutions storming across the continent of Africa. The latest uprising in Libya sees neither Colonel Gaddafi's forces or the opposition seeking the stranglehold or the killing blow that could bring this conflict to an end. For the latest news, we go live by video phone to our correspondent Warren Peace, live in the capital city Tripoli. So Warren, what's it like in the city centre? Quite exciting for a seasoned war reporter like yourself, I imagine. No, it's terrifying here in the city centre, knowing that any day now tanks could roll in and the conflict could be on our doorstep. I can tell you the toilets in the hotel are getting a right royal workout. Have you witnessed any battles firsthand yet? No, there's been no sign of gunfire or violence so far. I think the policia seems to have everything well under control. So it's all quite peaceful, really? There's been a few frayed tempers and people getting hot under the collar during rush hour traffic. And one of my colleagues did have their bottom pinched by a waiter. But Italian waiters, it's par for the course, really. Italian? Have they not been advised to leave the country? No, I believe the family have lived here for hundreds of years. It's a family-owned restaurant. They've nowhere else to go, really. I suppose the local TV and papers are giving an insider's view of the conflict. No, the local media's been remarkably quiet. Hasn't really been reporting the conflict as anything to be alarmed about. It's almost as if there's a media blackout. So is Colonel Gaddafi controlling the media with an iron fist? I know, I'm sure Gaddafi wouldn't be controlling the media. He's in Libya, isn't he? If anyone, it'd be Berlusconi. And I don't think he's got involved. But aren't you in Libya, Warren? No, I'm in Italy, Napoli. It's Tripoli, Warren. You're meant to be in Tripoli. Oh, Tripoli. Well, nothing to report here, Dan. Back to you in the studio. I'll let you know if anything develops. Well, thanks, Warren. We'll come back to you later. If you've been affected by the conflict in Libya, or bottom-pinching waiters, or anything else raised in tonight's programme, please get in touch. Your views are news. A government-led initiative to tackle alcohol-related problems has met with criticism from several leading health organisations due to its reluctance to introduce a minimum price per unit for alcohol. The organisations are claiming that the government is not doing enough to make alcohol unaffordable. A government statement said that it's already trying to make alcohol unaffordable for thousands of workers as shown by their record of public sector cuts. And if any more public sector workers are made unemployed, there might be revolution. A few people with drink problems is a small price to pay for peace. Good on you, government. After the recent earthquake and tsunami in Japan, teams from all around the world ran to give relief to the stricken country. Most were successful, although one team from Britain was turned back. We talk now to the brains behind International Rescue Corps to find out exactly what went wrong. So brains, what went wrong?
We got out to Japan and the embassy told us we didn't have the right paperwork. We needed to get form FAB1 approved, and we could only do that back in Britain.
And has this ever happened before?
It's never happened before. We've been to 32 disasters around the world, and we've only ever had problems with the governments of Afghanistan and China. We've never had our own government stop us from helping.
Can you stop it happening again?
Well, we've had to change how we operate. We used to hear of a disaster and it would be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'd be jetting off around the world to wherever the disaster was. Now, we've got a very different countdown when we hear of a disaster to allow for filling in the necessary paperwork and getting it stamped.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. International Rescue Corps, go!
Hopefully we'll be okay from now on.
Well, let's hope that works. Law and Order news now. Police have announced that they've smashed one of the world's largest online paedophile rings. The boylover.net forum had 70,000 registered users, and the investigation has led to hundreds of arrests. Police say they are happy with the result, but had actually been trying to shut down boylover.net for depraved fans of Subo. Investigations are continuing. And now over to Fanny Fidela for JDC Entertainment News.
Thanks, Dan. The big news this month is that Faithless, the international dance act with such hits as God is a DJ and Insomnia, have announced that the 8th of April is going to be their last concert ever, and they're going to split after 15 years and 6 albums. Wow. I caught up with some of their more famous fans earlier on today to see what they had to say.
Now I'm gonna roll my wheels and roll.
Well, for practically time immemorial, people have known me as the omnipotent creator of all things, but very few people seem to know about my DJing activities at Heaven. I even sent the lad down. Kept talking to people about peace, didn't say a damn thing about the club, really disappointed in that. But then of course Faithless came along and they told everyone God's a DJ, and since then people have been literally dying to get in. Been wonderful, seen great boom. Terrible to see them go. Hate to see Faithless split up, but really, what can I do about it? I find your lack of faithfulness disturbing. Please, it's not disturbing.
So, fans both good and evil seem a bit shocked by that news. TV news now. March the 23rd saw the return of Midsummer Murders. This show's been caught in controversy recently after producer Brian Truemay gave an interview with the Radio Times where he claimed the show only worked because it had an all-white cast. This prompted producers to make some last-minute changes for the show's return with a new Inspector Barnaby. Midsummer Murders is also taking advantage of the relaxed product placement rules.
Oh, thank you. I'm so shaken up. There's never been a murder before in this part of the village. Well, not for a while anyway.
The inspector will be here soon. Can I get you something to eat or drink? Maybe we help settle you down.
Oh, yeah, I'd love a cup of tea and some jam on toast, please.
Good.
But make sure you use Gollywog's own blackcurrant jam. It's the best.
It is the best. My family love it.
Word up, dogs!
Inspector Barnaby?
Hell no! I'm his twin brother, Inspector Barney B, mother lovers! Huh!
Oh, I was expecting that nice Mr. Nettles.
Huh! That dog come back to Jersey, he be chilling with his homies on the beach! Beach! Huh!
Well, never.
I managed to catch up with actor Neil Curmudgeon after filming.
Well, it wouldn't really work with a real black man, would it now, Livy? Wouldn't be realistic, you see, no. No, and after all my years training with RADA and the RSC, I can turn my skills to any role at the drop of a hat, really, yes. And for a white thespian, to play the part of a black policeman, it's a classic role, really. It's almost a bastion of Englishness, yes. Although, personally, I must admit, I don't understand this furore about ethnicity on Midsummer Murders. We've always had a wide ethnic mix. We've had actors from all the home counties on it, and even the odd northerner, I believe. Storm in a teacup. Storm in a teacup.
And that's JDC Entertainment News with me, Fanny Fidela. Back to you in the studio, Dan.
Thanks, Fanny. Hopefully those last-minute changes will help the show avoid any more controversy. After the break, join me, Dan Stanfield, for more news. Are you sick of inferior brand X blackcurrant jams not delivering? Try new Gollywog's Own blackcurrant jam, the happy taste of colonial yesteryear. Gollywog's Own blackcurrant jam is made from only the finest blackcurrants, not white currants blacked up like brand X.
That is the best.
Gollywog's Own. It's the best.